Did you know that typing a woofer's published specs into a box program and actually building the box it recommends is 90% certain to cut your woofer's power handling in half? Don't believe me? Consider the following scenario. A guy buys an expensive 12-inch woofer rated for 500 watts. He uses a box program to figure out the perfect size box for it. He types in the published specs and the program tells him how big to make the box and what size to make the port. The box gets built. It came out pretty good. The actual size is only off by 5 or 10%. It's supposedly tuned to 38 Hz. In reality, it's not. You see, this relatively small and common error when combined with a 22% error in published specs for the woofer adds up to a box that is tuned to 51 Hz. Since that is the incorrect frequency for this woofer, below 51 Hz the power handling will become dangerously low. During the testing of his box, our guy grabs his "How Low Can It Go" CD and starts setting the box 25 Hz signals. Since 25 Hz is 1 octave below the tuning frequency of 51 Hz, the port now works backwards and pumps air inside the box when it's supposed to be sucking air out. The result is a woofer cone that has now lost its counterforce or vacuum and moves over 4 times farther than it's supposed to. Not to mention he hears and feels absolutely zero low bass during the test. Sadly, since he didn't hear any of the low 25 Hz bass come out of the box, he keeps playing the CD. With the port working backwards, the power handling drops from over 500 watts to less than 50 watts in a single instant. Of course, our guy now has it cranked because he can't hear any low bass, and within a few minutes his expensive woofer is blown. Had he not tried this, he would be listening to his woofer right now. Sadly, since it moves 4 times farther than it's supposed to, it wears out rapidly and sounds like crap. And that's just one scenario. The mere fact that the production tolerance on car audio woofers can be plus or minus 20% absolutely guarantees that published specs will not be the same as actual measured specs. So if you've typed in the published specs like every car audio shop on the planet does, and modeled your box from those specs, you can be certain your box is improperly tuned. In fact, it may be mistuned by as much as 20%, assuming everything was done perfectly, which is unusual. Mass-produced boxes are no different. They can't adjust the port size for each woofer in every box that comes off the assembly line. It's just not practical. Yet, once you measure 10 identical woofers and no two measure the same, you'll begin to realize that boxes have to be custom tuned to the specific woofers that are in them. Anything less is certain to be compromised. Yes, that means that a box with two 12s will have 2 slightly different port lengths and/or internal volumes. If not, you know it's another one of those 20% is close enough boxes. Mistuned boxes are like mistuned pianos. It's either exactly tuned or it's out of tune. That means almost every box in every car is out of tune. Mistuning causes ear fatigue, blown equipment, wasted time, wasted money, and unnecessary grief. Mostly it sucks when it's happening to you because some dumbass down the street will undoubtedly get lucky with a $79 10-inch woofer in a small box that's kicking your ass. Don't worry, that's just how life works. But believe me, your more expensive woofers really are better, probably twice as good, and if you could get your box to accidentally tune itself to the perfect frequency to maximize its power handling and excite the car's natural resonance, well, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It's not hard. I have what you need. It's in this book that shows you exactly how to measure your own woofer and then design, build, and perfectly tune the ideal box for it. It also shows you how to set up and install the rest of your car audio system to maximize its potential. The book is called Secrets of Car Audio, and you can download it now, or order a hard copy and have it delivered to your door. The book is written to give you an instant understanding of how subs work and how to install and wire car audio systems that simply kick ass. Not to mention how to measure your box to find out if it's right, or should we say, how far off it really is. If you want to learn even more and think even less, you can also take advantage of our Car Audio Masterclass. The Car Audio Masterclass is a separate purchase that takes what you've learned in the book and gives you a series of professionally done instructional videos lasting 6 weeks. These videos show you how to either install from scratch or tweak an existing car stereo system to a level of performance way beyond average. You'll have the opportunity to add the Masterclass to your order when you check out. What's really cool about all this is that it's not about spending money. It's about knowing how to set everything up. I remember the guy who bought the 1000-watt Pro Audio woofer for his sub box because he bragged about how good it was and how much it cost. I asked him what the efficiency of it was. He got out his little booklet that came with the woofer and said the efficiency is 86 dB at 2.83 V. Apparently, he didn't realize that the maximum output of his woofer with a full 1000 watts was only around 113 dB. I laughed because I have a 150 watt woofer sitting here that is rated at 94 dB at 1 watt 1 meter that will hit 115 dB with 128 watts. Seriously, the math is in the book. For every 3 dB increase in loudness, you have to double the power. That means if you want a 6 dB increase, you have to double the power twice. You get the idea. Basically, what I'm trying to communicate to you is that knowledge is power. Knowing what I just said above can be the difference between buying a $250 woofer with a $600 amplifier and getting your ass kicked by a $90 woofer with a $179 amplifier. Hey, I'm just saying, it's your call. Make your existing gear sound better right now with this instant download.